No doubt, you may think this is a hoax, but it really happened. On March 11, 1958, a Boeing B-47 Stratojet from Hunter Air Force Base out of Savannah, Georgia, was on the first leg of a flight headed to England. The Stratojet had an atomic bomb on board. The pilot noticed what he thought was a faulty light indicating that the bomb was not locked in place. He sent the navigator, Captain Bruce Kulka, to investigate. This was not a simple matter. The plane had to be depressurized and the crew had to go on oxygen. In addition, Captain Kulka had to negotiate a narrow hallway which prevented him from wearing a parachute. Once in the bomb bay, Captain Kulka found the bomb was not locked in place. He then began climbing up to set the locking pin and grabbed the emergency bomb release by mistake. The bomb dropped to the bomb bay doors and Captain Kulka found himself riding the bomb like a cowboy as the weight of the 4-ton bomb started to force the doors open. What happened next is your worst nightmare come true. Remember, Captain Kulka had no parachute. As the bomb forced the doors open, Kulka grabbed at anything he could find. By sheer luck, someone had hooked a bag in the bomb bay that he was able to grab and eventually dragged himself to safety. Meanwhile, 15,000 feet below on the ground in Bluff, South Carolina, two sisters and their 9-year-old cousin were about 200 yards from a playhouse built by Walter Gregg, the sisters' father. The bomb hit the playhouse and exploded, leaving a crater about 70 feet wide and 35 feet deep. All three girls were injured by the explosion, as were Walter Gregg, his wife Effie, and their son Walter Jr. Fortunately, none of the injuries were life-threatening. Walter Gregg's house was heavily damaged, as were other buildings in the area. The United States government paid the family $54,000 in damages.
The blast tore a 35-foot deep crater, but despite the havoc, authorities emphasized the explosion was not a nuclear blast, and there was no fission, no radioactive fission products revealed as the Air Force scoured the area in an intensive search for any information of value following the first accident of its kind in history.
Fortunately, the atomic core was still on the B-47 Stratojet, where it was stored separately for safety reasons, reasons that we now see were justified. In a newspaper interview, Walter Gregg said, "It's incredible, if you think about it, that nobody was killed. Bizarre, but entirely true."